Hi guys, Ella here from Dig Deep Gardening for Life. Welcome to our Dig Deep garden. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant my Kumara slips. Meet my Kumara, or you may know it as a sweet potato, though it's not a potato at all. Look at this beautiful lush growth. Now he's been living his entire life, as a plant anyway, as plant life, in this jar. As you can see, there's some new root growth in the bottom of there. The majority of what you can see has been there since February, and it is now August, so we're looking at about 6 months. Now, why would I do this to a Kumara? A, it looks really cool, but also because I was trying to make some of these. This is my first lot of, they're called slips. So essentially what I've got there, and look, they root so beautifully. Essentially what I've got here is a baby plant that wants nothing more than to grow me some more Kumara. This is an orange one. There are a few different varieties, and this, believe it or not, is actually its second round of slips. So you can see the scarring on the plant where I've taken the first few off, and I actually stripped it. Now, some of them I took off, they were this size, and some of them were this size. So here's one I actually just took off to show a friend a couple of days ago exactly how to do that. And as you can see, it doesn't have roots as such, but it comes off with this messy kind of quality, and that's where your roots will come from. So if we have another look here, there we go. So any teeny tiny little bit is an opportunity for this plant to root. Now for you guys, just because I love you all so very dearly much, I'll show you. You literally just, very carefully, delicately snap him off. Hopefully you can see what's happening there. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. Now he is going to root loads as soon as I put him in water. What do we do once we have the slips? You simply plant them. Best advice is to plant them after the last frost of your season if you live in warmer climates. I live in quite a warm climate, though, as I've discovered recently, we do get the odd frost. I'm going to plant mine out anyway, even though we are mid-August, because I'm an optimist and because I've got backup slips. Now, this is a little bit of an experiment because I've done, the two separate lots of slips. These ones have actually been sitting on my bench in water for longer than they need to have. I would say close to 2 months. You should expect roots on those within a couple of weeks. They don't need to be that long before you plant them out. But some of them are smaller, some of them are larger, and I'm confident all of them will turn into plants. Even that guy, will take off his yellow sick leaf and he'll be away. Yes, darling, it's raining. Cute. So yes, a little bit of an experiment. I got 2 lots of slips off one Kumara because, for free or as free as possible. I obviously bought the Kumara at the store. What I'm going to do though, once I take these slips off, is probably try for a 3rd load, just for giggles. And then I'm actually going to eat the Kumara. Now it feels solid and hard. It is not rotted at all, even at the bottom. It's, we'll pull it out and have a look, It's nice and firm. Oh, he's jammed in there pretty good. The stick out the side doesn't serve any purpose, by the way. It is. That's from a previous jar. Oh, this is hard to do with one hand. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look there. Oh, yes. So a little bit of, that looks like a little bit of fungus to me. Or actually, yeah, fungus. That's okay. So and he needs some fresh water. That's fair. Sorry, buddy. I'll give you some fresh water. But even that bottom, that scarred part right there is still hard. It's not rotting in any sense other than that white fungus, which I'm certain will go away with a bit of fresh water. I'm quite lazy. Some people say you should change the water out every week. I change it when it looks like it needs changing. So I would say that looks like it needs changing. Alright, let's get to planting because this is really easy. You're going to love this. I'm going to grow my Kumara in this wonderful flexi tub. You get them for about $8 or $10 from Mitre 10, or at least I did. Underneath I have just drilled some holes. I don't know if you can see the holes, probably not, they're all clogged up looking, but there's holes in there, I promise. And this is ideal soil for growing Kumara. It's nice and loose, free draining, loads of organic matter, so I've got big chunks of bark through here, loads of lawn clippings and that sort of thing for it to feast on, and I'm going to fill the tub to the top, obviously. Unlike potatoes, you don't need to mound these bad boys up, and the reason that you would want to do them in a raised container, especially in a good black container, is because they're going to be kept nice and warm. They like to be warm. The other reason for growing them in a container as opposed to just straight into the ground is this way you end up with short fat kumara or sweet potato as opposed to long skinny ones. We don't want long skinny ones, we want short fat. Well, short, rule of thumb they reckon is up to about 8 inches. Anything bigger than that and they go kind of spongy, we want firm, fat, delicious sweet potatoes. I'm going to finish filling this container and show you how I put them in. Alright, this is my very professional composting station. No, it's not. It's just an area of my garden where I dump my green waste. So you can see these lawn clippings have been sitting here for a little while, semi-decomposted, which will be perfect for planting straight into. I'm going to mix it with a bit of soil so that it isn't too rich, and so that as it compacts it continues to be free draining. The bark that I'll chuck in there as well will help loads with free draining. And I mean sometimes I buy soil, sometimes I buy compost, but for the most part if you can do it at home then do. I'm literally just going to use some of my path. Check that out. Just that'd be great bark, you know. I don't need to go buy more. I've got plenty there. And obviously food scraps and that sort of thing, absolutely chuck them in. Eggshells, really great source of calcium. We'll have those for sure. Literally just crumbled in. How good is that? So I sort of layer it. I've got a layer of green waste and dirt and then a layer of bark, and what I'll do is I'll come through and give it a really good mix, and that will give us our desired texture for soil. I generally try to do a layer of no grass clippings for sort of the last inch or so, and that stops the growth of any grass seed that might be in your grass clippings. Even though they are a little bit decomposed, they could still grow and do still grow. So there you go, little tidbit of advice for you there. It also is really great if you can prepare your soil in advance. Give it a chance to settle and then come back through and stir it. I'm not going to do any of that because I just want to plant my kumara. And while there is always a perfect way of doing things, sometimes the best way is to just do it when you're motivated. Ultimately, you will learn as you go regardless. Alrighty, so that is nice and well prepared soil. Nice and loose, nice and chock full of beautiful nutrients for our plant to grow. I actually did top it with a little bit of store-bought compost, because I kind of like the look, but also because I figured that would give our little plants something to consume while they work their way down to what's underneath our home compost. Now I'm literally just going to create a small cavity. Just do it with your hand really. Pop them in, as long as their roots are facing downwards. I might make that a little bit deeper, like so. Pop him in there. Now what I tend to do when planting is I'll smooth the soil over just gently before compacting it. Pull your plant up a wee bit, and that will underneath the soil help the roots to go downwards, and then just give them a bit of a push down. So we'll do all of them. Got some little wee ones here. I'm not too worried about the small ones. I'm also not too worried at this stage anyway about whether or not they all actually take. Probably not feeling worried because I know how to make more and I've already got some on the go. Makes me feel a little bit confident. Now, each plant should yield you, according to the internet, between 3 and 5 tubers. Hopefully in this nutrient-rich environment with the right amount of heat and protection from frost, these ones will do exactly that. Ta-da! There we go. All planted in, and lucky for them it's raining, so they'll get a good water. They've actually lived their entire lives, as I say, in just water, so their roots are probably going to go, oh my gosh, yay, actual nutrients. That yellow leaf will come off in its own time, I'm sure, but I'll leave it on there at the moment. I think the plant probably needs the help to photosynthesize, given that all it's got is that little wee one there. So these will get a good water in. I will update with a video. I'm really hoping that these take off and just grow furiously. I guess we'll all find out. Okay, so we are 48 hours in, and I'm pleased to report that some of these doodads are actually starting to resemble leaves, which is really exciting. I've already managed to break the skewer, just only taken it out once. And we have one little root. How cute is that? So 48 hours, and it is already obviously very happy in its AG jar. Thanks, Mum. And yeah, I'll do another update somewhere in the next 24 to 48 hours. Day 3, and I still haven't cleaned this window. I'm actually scared to, because it's kind of smashy, and I'm pretty sure I'll just go straight through it. Anyway, so as you can see, the growth is, well, it hasn't actually grown too much more, I don't think, but it looks really vibrant. And this is our root. So that's not just looking enlarged because it's in the water. It's literally twice as long as it was yesterday. Go, camera, go. Don't fail me now. No, you're just going to have to take my word for it. You can see that. Should have a quick inspection while we're here. There we go. So there's a little refraction of light that looks like it could be roots, but I swear it's not. It's just that one guy. For now, that'd be my luck. Putting him back in, I'd snap it off. I'm pleased with it. And pleased with it I was, until I got distracted by life and lost motivation for capturing the experience. As you can see in front of you now, the root grew significantly over the next 2 days. It continued to grow at a ridiculous pace, and the foliage along with it. They make really fun houseplants, and this is a super fun thing to do if you have young children. Or if you're just a giant child like I am. I thought I'd show you quickly as well where I kept my slips after I harvested them the first round, and I've put these two in the same place. They are just on top of a wet paper towel, underneath a wet paper towel, on a container, on my windowsill. Again, gets full sun throughout the day, and I just make sure that the paper towels don't dry out. Having a paper towel on top gives the roots a better chance because they typically don't like to have direct sunlight, and as I say, it keeps the water on them. So there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed doing it, and as I've said, I will make weekly videos and post them on a Saturday to keep you all up to date with what my kumara, my sweet potatoes, are doing and how they're growing. And as always, I invite you to share with me your tricks, tips, hints, anything you know about growing these, because it's likely there's people out there that know things that I don't. So chuck it in the comments so that we can all learn together. Thanks as always for watching. If you got value from this video, then please give it a like, and of course hit that subscribe button so that you can follow along with this journey, and so that I can continue to help you in your garden in sustainable, primarily edible ways, so that we can all eat and garden for free, or as free as possible.